Hi everybody, my name is Jo and I love to read. Today I'm going to be doing the Try a Chapter Challenge. This is going to be hopefully a middle grade edition. I'm having a really rough time trying to decide what to read based on the TBR that I've got. So this is all the books sort of from the Harry Potter box set this way. I can't set my camera up properly so that you guys can see them really well, but I will hold up the three that I'm going to be attempting to read first and hopefully to decide with them. I posted a video recently about how I didn't know how to be a mood reader with a small TBR. I think probably part of my struggling with the moment with the books that are on my TBR is that there's a lot of middle grade, which is not particularly a genre that I read often. I do still like to read it fairly regularly, but not all the time, and I tend to have a running series in middle grade that I will read mostly. I'm not really someone who often will read new middle grades all the time, but it just so happens that of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 books on my TBR, 3 of them are middle grade, which is quite a lot. That's nearly half of them. So the 3 that I'm going to be trying a chapter of to see whether I want to read any of them at all, because I just finished a book last night, or actually DNF'd a book last night, but you'll see that in a wrap up. I looked at my TBR and I really just went, I don't know what I want to read. Nothing is like blah, but nothing is like really exciting me to read. And as you can probably tell, I'm getting over having a little bit of a head cold. I'm all good. I'm feeling so much better today, but I'm a little bit nasally. The first one that I'm going to be trying is the first in the A Series of Unfortunate Events series. That is The Bad Beginning, and this series is by Lemony Snicket. This book is about 3 children who at the very start of the book become orphans, and the only person who apparently is able to take them in is a family friend of their parents, but he is not the nice man that he appears to be. These 3 children are also very intelligent in their own rights and have their own sort of special abilities. I wouldn't call them powers because they're not magical, but special abilities. The oldest one, Violet, is an inventor. The middle child, who I don't actually remember his name, I've seen the movie, so that's where I kind of know a bit from, but I'm pretty excited to see how this series goes. There was a lot of unanswered questions in the movies because it didn't actually feature the whole series. It only features the first couple of books, I believe. But the middle child, he reads really quickly, remembers everything he reads, so he has a lot of knowledge through there. And the little baby is a voracious biter and can bite through things like really quickly and crazily, so that can get them out of some tough situations as well. So I'm hoping this will be a lot of fun. The thing with all this stuff is that there's nothing wrong with these books. I'm just not... None of them are sparking, none of them are jumping out at me, so I'm hoping that the Try a Chapter Challenge will help me where I can read a chapter of each of these and then go, that is the one that is calling out to me based on the actual writing. The next one is one in the Thoroughbred Ashleigh series, which if you followed me for a while, you know that I read the Thoroughbred series. This is a spin-off that happens kind of before the main series. This one is called Goodbye Midnight Wanderer. Obviously a teen horse novel, you can kind of tell that based on the cover. I think it's quite a cute cover actually, even though it's a bit sad. In the Ashleigh series, Ashleigh's parents, the main characters, breed horses, and this year's crop of foals, her favourite one, gets injured, and there's a bit of like a will he survive, won't he, that kind of thing. So that's what this is all about, Ashleigh taking care of them, and hopefully he survives, but he may not. Based on the fact that it says goodbye, you're thinking he's probably going to die, but it's just another comforting teen horse book. And the final one that I'm going to be trying is Trixie, Belden and the Secret of the Mansion, which is the first book in the Trixie Belden series by Julie Campbell. This is a very old American teen mystery series featuring, man, I can't even remember, Trixie Belden. Duh. Baby brain and cold, having a head cold brain as well, I guess. So Trixie Belden is the main character. This is one of these really interesting long-running series where they're like 30 books each, and Trixie never ages in them at all. Unlike the Ashleigh, like the Thoroughbred series, they do age and we move on to other characters. Trixie never does, her and her friends. I've read this series back when I was at my parents' house a while ago when I was a teen, but I never actually finished them. It is occurring to me now, this is a middle grade series that is like 20 books long, I think, a series of unfortunate events, and I'm still going with the Thoroughbred series, and then I'm starting another really long middle grade, so I don't know. Not that I have to read them all really quickly, that just kind of occurred to me then. I don't know what it is that is making me, and like, even though this is teen, I'm still kind of classing that all as middle grade. I don't know if that's like super accurate. I guess it depends on like where you live and things like that, but for me, I'm kind of like, there's picture books, which are for young kids, there's children's fiction, but then I'm like, and then there's middle grade, and then there's young adults, so, but I'm not quite sure like where it crosses over in that regard. I will get back to you guys hopefully today. I'll see how I go. Now that I'm actually feeling a lot better, I want to get some housework done. I am on maternity leave at the moment still, no baby yet. As I'm filming this, I'm 35 weeks today. Well, 36 weeks tomorrow. God, brain is just not working. I need to sign off and finish this. I'm hoping to get some things done today, but I should be back soon sometime to let you guys know how this is going and which book I'm picking, and I'm really hoping that using this method, the Try a Chapter Challenge, that it is going to tell me what book I want to read next. Hi everybody, it is 7 minutes till midnight on the same day, here to tell you who the winning contestant is, with worse lighting but not as bad as I was expecting. I've got my lamp on my bedside table and it's actually not projecting that bad of a light onto me, and I ended up picking The Bad Beginning by Lemony Snicket, which is the first book in a series of unfortunate events. I have so far read up to 66 pages of it. Really easy to read. I'm going to have it done really soon, provided I get time to read over the next couple of days, which I should. And it's not what I want to read. Like, I don't think I'm in a middle grade mood, but considering that I have 3 middle grades on my small TBR, I really wanted to get one of them done. I've got some more books coming in the mail that I'm pretty excited about as well. I might pick up a family history as well that I'm actually currently typing up, because it's all written in running writing, so for future generations to read, just to make it that bit easier, I'm going to type it up. But I am really glad to have gotten a middle grade picked and to have read it, and I'm enjoying it. This is engaging. It was the last book that I read, so the first one I tried was Trixie Belden, and that was fine. There's nothing so far that really gripped me for it. Being the first book in like such a long series, the first chapter was a lot of setup, and there is a bit of like the mystery that potentially is going to happen. There is this old man in a mansion that he needed to go to hospital for an emergency, and the main character Trixie, being the troublemaker, well, not troublemaker, but being the adventurous teen that she is, she's wanting to go peer into his house because she's heard that there's a fortune in there, and she's trying to convince her new neighbour to go and do that with her, who is also a teen and her age as well. So that, it was fine. It probably would have been my next pick. Then after that, I read the Thoroughbred book, which there's nothing necessarily wrong with it. I kept getting interrupted, which might have broken my flow, but the first chapter was just the same standard Thoroughbred stuff that happens. I did read the back of the blurb wrong when I was explaining it to you guys before. We do know that the horse is getting sold, and the plot of the story is, will Ashleigh ever love another horse again? We'll see. I'm fine, by the way. This is probably in another video that you guys won't see until later. I just have a bit of pregnancy-induced carpal tunnel, so wearing this brace to sleep is helping, but I'm all good. So I'm going to continue on with this Lemony Snicket. The other books probably won't be here by the time that I finish this. I'll see what mood I'm in for the rest of the books that are currently on my TBR, but if not, then I think I'm going to pick up the family history, which is currently still sitting on a shelf in my wardrobe as I am midway through typing it up. And for some reason, I just thought that because I was typing up, it couldn't be my reading book, but my reading time would be spent reading it and typing it up, so I don't know. Anyways, thanks you guys so much for watching this edition of Try a Chapter Challenge, the middle grade edition. It has been helpful, as I thought it would be, even if I'm not completely reading whatever it is that my book soul is thinking of, maybe a crime novel, I'm not really sure. But it did get me to pick this one, which I am enjoying, even if it's not exactly what I wanted. So we will see how I go
Don't forget to like this video if you've liked it. Give me a comment if I have inspired you to do so. Have you used this method lots of times before? How do you decide what to read when you're not in the mood for anything that you own? And don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more from me. I will chat to you guys again later. Bye!